Another edition of Talking with Heroes talk show program. I am Bob Calvert, your host. We're on the internet at www.talkingwithheroes.com. Our online news site is www.thankyouforyourservice.us. For those of you watching for the first time, our programs from Afghanistan or any of our programs, this is not a political program. Don't mean to disappoint anybody, but this is not about politics. It's all about supporting our troops and their families, the wounded, veterans, support groups. That's what we're all about. And we've been over to Iraq 3 times, and many of you probably know already, you've been watching the videos. We're now in Afghanistan, and we're mainly with the 4th BCT, 4th ID, out of Fort Carson, filming their progress stories and the positive stories. And we're going to be talking with, in just a few minutes, a Sgt Michael Masterson. He's an Army Reserve, and we'll be hearing his story. But before we get started, I want to again thank the people that made this trip possible. Without them, I wouldn't be here. Rob Brazell out in Boulder, Colorado, with returntowork.org. That's the number 2 in the middle. Blackhawk.com. Check out their website, and they've got a great catalog too. Anthony Pace with freedomhunters.org. He's also based out of Colorado, takes troops out on hunts. Alan Gray with newsblaze.com. Bill Wisniewski out at Fort Benning. He films everything for Airborne. His website is www.5jump.com. Sportsman Warehouse, based out of Colorado Springs, but they have other stores. Check out their website at sportsmanswarehouse.com. Thank you to their manager in Colorado Springs, John Fly. Eric Chia, our webmaster, who's been helping me with this project from day one. He's based in Olathe, Kansas. Colin Clark out of Elizabeth, Colorado. You'll be hearing more about his environmental pallets here very soon. Long-term sponsor, very good support of the troops. Debbie Gregory with militaryconnection.com. It's a site for everybody involved in and out of the military. Just a great information there. soldiersangels.org. You're hearing many of the soldiers here, troops here, talk about Soldiers Angels. And Chief Warrant Officer retired Dennis McCormack, he retired from Fort Carson out of Colorado Springs, helped me a lot with training, preparing me for this mission. And so just go to their websites, check them out. Just again, without them, we would not have been able to make this trip possible. And I want to thank all of you who have been watching the videos. And you're sharing them with others. That's how we're going to get these out to 1 million+ people. So what we're going to do now is we're going to be talking here with a Sgt Michael Masterson. Welcome, Sgt Masterson, to TalkingWithHeroes.com, and thank you for your service to our country. I appreciate you taking the time to do this interview. And a little while we're going to also walk around. So we're going to show some of the sites here at FOB Fenty to the people that are watching the video. If we could start out, just share a little bit about yourself, your military career, how long you've served, and maybe just some highlights from your career.
All right. Let's see. The first time I came in was straight out of high school. That was in the early '80s. You know, during the Cold War. That was '83 to '86. I was an infantryman, and I was stationed at Fort Lewis, Washington. I got out in '86, like I said, did various jobs and was working pretty steadily, and then got laid off. I was married at the time, so we talked about it, and I ended up coming back in April of '97. And I went to just a school at Fort Lee, Virginia. And after that, I went to Fort Bliss, Texas, and then to Korea for a year, and then Fort Carson, where I was assigned to the 3rd Armored Cavalry Regiment. We went to, our first deployment was OIF-1, which is in 2003 to Iraq. After that, went back to Carson, stayed 10 months, and then deployed again to Iraq for OIF-3. Then the 3rd ACR disbanded after we got back in. I think it disbanded, I'm not really sure, but I think it was 2007 or 8, and I switched over to the 4th ID and stayed at Carson. And this is my 3rd deployment, first one to Afghanistan.
Great. Well, you've been busy, that's for sure.
Right.
You've been in for a long time with a break there, I guess, over about 10 or 11 years.
Yes.
Okay.
I had it was right at 11 years.
So when you came back in and went to Carson, you basically switched over to public affairs, is that right? Or how'd that happen?
No, I'm actually a 92 Alpha, which is a logistics specialist. You know, currently I'm public affairs. Kind of got AU'd into it. I was the next incoming NCO, and they needed one in public affairs, so I said, okay, you know, basically I figure I can, you know, what I can learn on the run, you know, and we had some great soldiers that, you know, was able to teach me quite a bit about it.
So your original MOS, you're not really utilizing here at all, or do you still some?
No, not at all.
Okay. So share with us a little bit about what you've been doing. You've been here almost a year now, getting ready to go home, right?
Right.
Okay. Just kind of go back a little bit, just talk about the beginnings and just kind of evolve through the year. And any progress you can share with us too,
Right.
but just talk about what you do first.
Well, like I say, at the beginning, I came to this unit, the 4th Brigade, and like 2 months before they deployed to Afghanistan for OAF 10, got thrown into the public affairs arena and got over here and pretty much started going out to FOBs and stuff for, you know, some stories. And my first real story was on election day. I was attached to 212, and we were overwatching the election center in Chapador, which is in the Kunar province, Depeche Valley. And I got some action footage of some firefights, which, you know, received a cab for, you know, for that, because they were pretty hot and heavy on us there for a while until we, you know, called in some jets and dropped some bombs on them.
So they were trying to stop the election? Is that what they're trying to do?
Just interrupt it and, you know, discourage locals from coming out and voting.
But it didn't discourage them?
No, not at all. The locals, they were actually still walking up and down the roads and stuff when the attack was going on.
Wow,
so,
that's
yeah,
amazing.
they're kind of, you know, it's like they're almost immune to their surroundings and what's going on. If they got something focused in their mind, they're going to go do it. So it was a pretty good turnout. But after that, you know, we headed back, and, you know, one of the route clearance vehicles that was hit by an IED, so we had to stop there and basically recover the vehicle and get the injured out, medevac, and we ended up staying there the night trying to recover the vehicle, but we had to blow it in place, so that was pretty interesting. And headed back to Blessing, and, you know, after that I came back here, and we've had, you know, so many reporters in and out. About the only chance I have to go out anymore is I've done too many memorial services. I filmed, I think, 13 memorials, or give or take. So
yeah, I'm going to one tomorrow with the chaplain for it's FOB Blessing with the memorial services.
All right, and that's, you know, way too many.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
One too many is too many.
Yeah, that's kind of that's what I hate about this. You know, especially in this job, is you know, you have to do stuff like that. But at the same time, it's good for, you know, families back home and stuff to see what exactly goes on for these type of memorial services and stuff.
Okay. Well, it's good for the families to see the respect that's given here too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Reporting from here in Afghanistan, I am Bob Calvert, your host at TalkingWithHeroes.com.